Hey guys, Dan McGuire, your Canmore and Cochrane Realtor here. Today, I want to answer a question that so many of my clients ask me, and that is, when is the best time to buy real estate? Or when is the best time to enter the market as a buyer or a seller? Now, I think the best way to sort of approach this is sort of to look at the overall market cycle that we see for real estate in a given year. Now, it's always important to keep in mind that real estate is a living and breathing thing. And well, it might be simple to say that everyone always lists their property in the spring. The reality is that families change, people's plans change, people get divorced and people pass away and things like that. And if someone's gonna retire to Hawaii, they're not gonna wait until the perfect time to make their dreams come true. So anything can happen at any time, but there are a couple key things that we always tend to see throughout the year when it comes to market activity. So the first place to start would probably be the quietest time of year. Now, the most dry time of year for the market often tends to be kind of from around December 1st through to January 15th or so, kind of that 2-month period straddling the holidays at the end of the year. And that's because people don't really want to think about selling their property or buying a new investment property or anything like that at the end of the year, because they're so focused on their own work, on getting all their holiday shopping done, New Year's plans. So it really doesn't come to mind for a lot of folks at that time. So we start to see market activity drop. There's much less in terms of listings, and buyers also tend to be focused on all those holidays as well. So as we come out of that dry time over the holidays, the new year begins and buyers start to kind of pile up on the sidelines because they're thinking, hey, it's a brand new year. I want to finally buy that dream home or, get that house with the garage that I've always wanted, or that investment property. And buyers start to pile up on the sidelines. Now, sellers also kind of wake up from the holidays and decide maybe now is the time to list our property for sale. And listings start to trickle onto the market. Now, the first sellers will come to market. Often there's less sellers than there are buyers, so the market's out of balance. And we'll have 5 buyers dogpile onto 1 or 2 listings. This generates some pretty good market activity. Prices can be pressured upwards because of this. And the faster rate or the higher price for that sale, if a property is priced well, that can often coax more sellers to come to market. So this is what we see as we head into February, March, April. More sellers are seeing the activity, bringing their properties to market. More buyers are also coming in the spring because they also see more activity drawing them in. Eventually though, as the number of sellers and buyers moderates as the market goes on in the spring, because every buyer who buys a property, well, that's one less buyer to buy the next property, right? We start to see the number of buyers and sellers equalize. Buyers can start to take more time, be a bit more choosy. Sellers are now competing against each other for buyers in the marketplace, and things kind of level out as we head towards June. Now, throughout the summer, a lot of those sales in the spring will close, which is always great. Then we come to the second driest time of year for the market, at least in our neck of the woods, but particularly in Canmore. This is sort of that last 2 weeks of July through to the first 2 weeks of September. So kind of like an August lull. And this is because, again, a lot of buyers and sellers are focused on squeezing the last drops out of summer that they can. They want to focus on their own holidays. They want to focus on their family vacations and things like that. So once again, they're not thinking about moving. They're not thinking about purchasing an investment property or anything like that. Now, again, like the start of the year, we have kind of another new year, which is back to school, which is, in my opinion, it's always kind of felt like the new year, right? It's kind of a time of rebirth. And this is when buyers and sellers wake up from their summer vacations and say, I think now is the time to buy that property, or let's get our property sold before the end of the year and the winter doldrums kick in. So in the fall, we tend to see another burst of market activity where there are eager buyers who've been waiting perhaps through the dry season in the summer. And then there are sellers who are coming back to market. It's funny, I've even had buyers over these like dry periods. They just reach out to me every couple of weeks and say, hey Dan, is my search still active? Just because we see so few properties listed. Anyways, more buyers are coming to market. Again, sellers trickle onto market. There's more buyers than sellers. They'll dogpile on a few listings, and then eventually the number of sellers and buyers will moderate. And sometimes we'll just have properties that are kind of left in the cold over that holiday season, where they don't sell and they kind of have to wait again till the spring. Now, when it comes to listing your property or buying a property in some of these drier times, there's kind of a different market dynamic. For a seller, it could be a bonus because buyers have fewer options to choose from. So in my experience, sometimes investors will just have money to burn, or a family just really wants to move. And if there's less options, it's easier for them to decide on your property as a seller. Likewise, as a buyer, you kind of have more power in these softer seasons because that seller, they know they missed the high time. They obviously want to sell for a reason and move away from that property. So it could also be an advantageous time for buyers that way. So that's kind of how our market cycles work here, just at a 10,000 foot range. I think this is a really good rule of thumb though, and it's a great way to look at the real estate market throughout the year. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.